Hey folks, how's it going? Excited to do a quick run through here of the raid build for Sanctum of Domination, patch 9.1 for the Enhanced Shaman. Enhanced hasn't seen a ton of changes going into 9.1. The only real noteworthy one, we did see that a bug with the Wind Fury totem basically was only affecting us and not the extended party of our group. Basically now the full group gets the full 20% effect that comes with Wind Fury. So pretty attractive there. Now onwards into basically what you're looking for from a basically we're gonna call it our build for raiding that you want to roll with going into the Sanctum. Tier 1, go with Forceful Winds. It's really works quite well with Doom Winds, and you're going to see here that that's going to be the legendary we're going to recommend just about 90% of the time. I think all but one fight you'll see Forceful Winds. We'll talk about the Witch Doctor's Wolf Bones as well, but if you're thinking Legos, Doom Winds is your legendary, and that makes Forceful Winds in Tier 1 your default choice. Tier 2, you're going Storm Fury. So that's really a talent that should be used whenever you're using Doom Winds. So you can kind of see we've got a full build here built all the way around our preferred legendary choice. Alternatively, Hot Hand is the go-to choice for single target, but ultimately that's going to require, well, you could stick with the Doom Winds build, but it doesn't complement Doom Winds like Storm Fury does. Tier 3, Spirit Wolf, it's the nice passive movement speed and damage reduction, so it makes it a real easy and preferred way to roll. Tier 4 doesn't see a whole lot of change. Like Elemental Assault, it's really the single target talent of choice. So it gives you that extra storm strike damage and Maelstrom weapon generation, which are really valuable. It can be used in Mythic Plus or single target. Like it's really the preferred way to go. Now jumping into Tier 5, Windrush Totem gets used almost all the time. The only time you'll see a change on Tier 5 will be Feral Lunge for Ner'zhul. There's a little bit of play there, just with the increased mobility, but really the Windrush Totem is where you want to go. Alternatively, if you're like a player that you prefer the benefits and the extra survivability bump from an additional defensive perspective, you could go with Nature's Guardian. It's really just being able to be top backup. And for a class that doesn't have a tremendous amount of on-class cooldowns, it's a pretty cool way to roll. Next, Tier 6 with the Crashing Storm. Really avoid that. Stormkeeper, avoid that. Sundering is your go-to. It's going to be your go-to whether you're raiding or doing Mythic Plus. It's really in every situation you can imagine. The on-demand burst that can really make a huge difference. And it really just helps proc Wind Fury weapon. So another great complement for the Doom Winds legendary. So you can kind of see where we're going. Tier 7 does see a little bit of different play in the Sanctum. Ascendance is the go-to. Basically, again, when you're using Doom Winds. So Doom Winds effectively is this entire raid build that you're seeing right in front of you right now. Alternatively, like you could look at Elemental Spirits. That's really the best flat single target damage, but it gets a little bit frustrating to use just because if you get a Hot Hand proc with 2 Firewolves, you could also end up only getting a Lightning with Ice Wolves. So it really kind of just depends on how you're lining up. For me personally, recommend going with Ascendance, and that'll be for raiding as well as Mythic Plus. Now, you heard me mention it earlier, but you will use Elemental Spirits probably in Guardian of the first ones, and that's where you'll use the legendary Witch Doctor's Wolf Bones, and that's probably the build you're going to see in the Mythic Plus race for World First. Alternatively, Doom Winds is going to be the build with Ascendance as that Tier 4 talent. It's going to be a tremendous amount of fun, so definitely keep that in mind. From a Covenant perspective, your go-to in 9.1 is going to be Night Fae. They're really the preferred, effectively the preferred Covenant that's out there. Venthyr is still credible. Kyrian still could see a little bit of play, but Necrolords are effectively an afterthought based on how the Covenant abilities are playing out, as well as how the actual soul binds are playing out. We're really seeing the Night Faith soul binds head and shoulders above the other options that are out there. Legendaries again, Witch Doctors, Wolf Bones. It's pretty good overall for single target. But we kind of talked about earlier, Doomwinds is just a great all-around legendary. You can use it in AoE situations. You can use it, ultimately throughout raiding, and which is what we'll see here in the raid with 9.1. So keep that in mind. Optimally, you're going to make the Witch Doctor's Wolf Bones legendary on a ring, and the Doomwinds legendary on your cloak. As far as trinkets go, the Unchained Gladiator's Badge of Ferocity is fantastic. Really, again, kind of complements our Doomwinds. The Fail of Putrefaction, again, is another great single target talent that's out there. And then as far as like the new Shards of Domination, you really want the Unholy set bonuses for Chaos Bane, and then the Shard of Beck and Shard of Core. For stat priorities, you want Agility, then Haste. Crit and Verse are about the same, tied for third, and then finally Mastery. If you find yourself in like high AoE situations, or you're using the Witch Doctor's Wolf Bones, that's really where you'll see a little more play. But keep that in mind for now. Alright folks, thanks for checking out the vid. Let me know how the Sanctum is treating you. Are you having a bunch of fun? Do you want to go in a different direction here with Enhance, or what's it looking like? Thanks for watching. I will see you all soon. Later.